Alrighty, we're gonna play Fuel Harvest together. I've already played a few hours, and I think Fuel is gonna be the way to go versus the store. So I'm gonna start a new game, and I'm gonna test this theory out. Because I made way more money on fuel, especially that diesel ultra. So yeah, plop this down. We're not really going to use this too much. This is where we're going to start. Now, another thing that I realized is that buying or renting one and two is a waste of time. Because one, you only get one oil rig at a time, and you only get like 120 liters, which is 12 barrels. So you're spending $160 a pop to get 12 barrels, and then it catches on fire, and then you got to start over. Thing number two, you get two spots, which is for two oil rigs, and I think you get like max of 150, 200, which is 15 or 20 barrels. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna skip one and two, and I'm going to three, because three gives you three spots for oil rigs, and each one is like, like 350 to 600 liters, which is 30 to 50 barrels on the same one oil rig that you spend $160 on, which means that you're not buying a ton of them and you're getting a load. Yeah, it costs you a little more to get going. It's $600 for an hour, but man, you can load up on some barrels. So this is my plan, and we're gonna see how it goes. Hope I hit one for 500 right off the rip. That'd be nice. Let's see what we get. Ah, 390. Still, I'll take it. 390 is a lot better than 120. Because after 120, then I gotta blow it up, or it blows up, catch on fire. So you gotta spend another 160 and just lock another one down. So, while I'm letting that load, and free you get some really good stones. For the collection. Now granted, if you want to complete all the collectible stones and stuff, then you need to go back and just, once you start making a bunch of money, then you can go back and rent 1 and 2, for like an hour each or whatever, and then you can get all the beginner stones to finish off the collection. I usually always go around the edge of the fence first, because you always usually pick up some good stuff around the edge. Alright, I think we should have the first load. Like, we're going to be able to fill the warehouse up with so much oil. Unbelievable how much. I've tried to go around to all, like in the beginning, to all 5 gas stations, and try to negotiate. But it seems like in the beginning, the number 1 gas station, it gives you the better deals until you start upgrading the negotiation in your little tablet thing there. And I'm guessing probably like each upgrade like gives you better deals for the like next gas station. Because on one side of the map you got gas station 1 and 3, and then on the other side of the map you got 2 and 4, and in the very back of the map you have 5. Another thing I've noticed is once you get all the upgrades for the negotiation paid for, it doesn't, you would think like the 5th gas station would give you bigger, better deals than like number 1 gas station. But once you get all of them upgraded, it doesn't work that way. It's just a random thing. Like sometimes the number 5 gas station will give you worse deals than the number 1 and number 2. Once you get a little farther on down the line, you start making quite a bit of money. Then you can start a new day. What I've done is I just fill a tanker of whichever. The ultra diesel is the one that pays out the gas station and try to make a deal. And, you know, I come up with like the average highest price without negotiation is $15 a liter. But once you do all the upgrades on the negotiations, then I've seen it as high as $20. Usually around, I don't know, 16, 17 is the one that they, when you start negotiating, they start giving you the most. But every now and then they'll give you an 18 or a 20. But then I always say when you negotiate, if it's under 15, anything under 15, I'll just skip that gas station for today. And because sometimes when you try to negotiate, you're negotiating with it starting at like 13 or 14, below 15, and then when you get done negotiating, you know, you might get 16. Sometimes they don't want to negotiate at all. But my goal here, right now, is to get enough money, which is $2,000, to buy Visa Ultra refinery thing. Like with the gas here, like the highest that I've got it, you know, with all the upgrade negotiations, like $9 change. But the average is like five. And the more you negotiate with them, or you know, the more you buy them, the higher the demand is. Like you'll start off like 50 to 90, and then it'll go up, you know, to 100 or so. And I think the highest that I've gotten is 600. Like 400 to 500 of the average. But when I did that playthrough, I was trying to run the store and do the fuel, and I got to the point where I had all the hired help for everything, you know, to stock the shelves and sell the items. I even had it to where the production, to where you hire a production guy to just run this thing, and then it's just a whole list of every item, you know, once you get everything unlocked, and you just pick how many crates that you want him to produce, and then you can hire another guy to take the boxes from off the ground and put them on a storage rack, and then hire another guy to take it off the storage rack and restock it on the shelves in the store, and then have the store guy sell it. But you have to originally put on the shelf what items you want on what shelves and put what price you want. And then once they start emptying, then that's when the guy will start restocking. But it's like I was taking way more time, not to mention a lot of fuel to make all the stuff to sell in the store. But the highest price thing is the blue bottle, and you only get $66 for one. And the customer thing is, it's like $66 every 5 seconds, maybe 3 to 5 seconds. Whereas here, with the fuel, once you start selling Ultra, you're getting like over $100. And when you get up to 500 or 600, like I was hitting 100,000 in money, like every load that I went out. And then when I finally got to the point where I bought the global trade with the big tanks over there, I pretty much had everything in the game by then. I kind of just stopped playing it when I got to like, I don't know, I was over $1 million. And then I decided to start over and just do fuel only and not bother with the store. And I think I will get rich a lot faster just doing fuel only. Like I said, when you start doing diesel and diesel ultra, they both pay, up to $20 a liter, and then you're doing 500 to 600. It just gets, you just start rolling in the gas. But what I really want to do is I really want to see how long it takes me to make $1 million just doing fuel only. And once you start doing the global trading, then their demands are, like 2,000 liters, and you got to get 2,000 liters of everything. Like, it's a big order. And then they give you, extra money for, like, completing the task early. What I was doing is I was filling the trucks up with 10,000 liters each of all of them, and then I would take it all the way across over there to the tank, and I'd put it in front of each one of the tanks, but then I would drop one off and I'd run all the way from over there all the way back to the warehouse. They don't have where you can like push something and switch vehicle to vehicle. I wish they would. That would be cool. Then you ain't got to do all that running. But I would take every one of them over there. Ooh, let's see what we can get out of it. Look at that. See, it's like low now, but once it start, it's gonna keep going up. The diesel's not playing. That's when I deny that the diesel. But right now, in the beginning, until I start buying upgrades for negotiations, we're just gonna be at low numbers, 5, 6 range on negotiations. But he wants 100. Which is good for starting. Usually I get like 50. And then it goes to 90. But this one went straight up to 100. In the late game, once you start doing the transfer from the oil field to your tank inside the warehouse, you won't have to haul oil in a semi anymore. You just have to go to the field and then just keep putting down more oil rigs every time one catches on fire when it maxes out. But at that point, I go over there by where the global thing is, and where 5 and 6 oil fields are, and they give you 4 plots, but they're pretty much the same, like 500 to 600. But once you get 5 and 6, and then you got to transfer to this thing, and then you get this thing maxed out. I think it's like 35,000 liters or something. And then you just have a steady income of oil. But the only thing that I really don't like about the game so far is that once you plop all these things down that you hook hoses and stuff up to, you can only feed oil from this or the tanker to one of these machines at a time. Like, there's no multiple hookups. It would be nice if they had a multiple hookup where you could hook from here right into all of them, because you can, every tank, you know, for whatever it causes for, you can run it straight out into there to each one, but you can only run one oil line into each one of them at a time. Which, when it comes to production, I just wish we could pump oil to all of these at the same time. Like multiple production. And another thing is like I'll show you. You can go in here and you can buy as many of these as you want, but you can only hook the oil line up to one at a time. There's no way to hook 4 of these up to to the oil coming in. So I mean, to me, and they only store like 250 liters, which once you start pumping them into the underground tanks, that ain't nothing, because you're talking about the underground tanks. They start at like 5,000, then you keep upgrading, in 5,000 increments right on up to like, I think 35,000 is the max. So I wish they would. I know this is an early game and stuff, but that would be one of my requests, to be able to have some kind of multi-valve operation started off with a low number, like 3 something. That's right, I forgot about that. I was thinking, man, I caught on fire a little too early. Alright, so now we just pretty much rinse and repeat. I mean, I wouldn't mind starting at like 5, but it costs it just costs way too much to get started. Like, you don't have enough starting money to do that. And there's no sense in paying the 600 because all that really does is just produces barrels faster. And you know, until I start buy a truck and a tanker and start hauling it that way, when you're just limited to the pickup truck, you're only getting 9 barrels. So this thing right here, by the time you load up your 9 barrels, run to the warehouse, unload it, and get back, it's got 9 more barrels ready. So, and as far as how much it gives you, that doesn't, how much you would get it doesn't matter what you really get. It's just a random number, like 480 this time. Trust me, I learned by quite a few mistakes just buying, thinking that you're going to buy a more expensive rig, that you're going to get more barrels, you know, but really all that is one rig slow and the other one's faster. Once you start getting tankers and start filling tankers up, then yes, you'll start using more expensive ones. So that way, then, you know, you're filling the tankers up faster. But as far as the barrel run, you know, there's no point buying the fast one. And when you start doing tanks, there's really no sense in starting off with the slower one, unless, you know, in my situation, I started off with the slower one because I was trying to run the store and do fuel both, which I put it on the slower one. But if you're just trying to do fuel only, it just needs as much oil as you can until you can start doing the transfer. You want that shit, you want that thing. As long as you got the money, once you start getting up into the money where you got like 40, 50,000 rolling in, selling fuel and stuff, then you can, then you just start sitting right at the oil field and just once one of them empties out and catches on fire, you just destroy it, send your drone up in the air and find the next one and just keep repeating until you fill that tanker up completely. And then you just run it back here, dump it down the underground, and keep going. I really like this game as far as the concept of it and, you know, the management part of it, but it was getting kind of, to me, I think there's 2 play styles here. You either try to run a successful convenience store, which I've seen a few videos that guys, they made a lot of money in the convenience stores, but, you know, you got to spend all your money into that project, like, you know, making the store bigger, upgrading the store, and buying all the shelves. That stuff gets really expensive, you know, once you start expanding. And then just concentrating on keeping the shelves full with, you know, all the different products, I just think that you either need to try to go the store route or go the fuel route. And I'm gonna try the fuel route because I think with the fuel route that solo you can pretty much do it yourself. With the store, you need to start hiring help to micromanage it. You know what I mean? You need to buy a cashier. You need to buy a shelf stocker. You need to get a guy to build and make the production. And then you got to get another guy to take the production, put it on the shelf. Them employees get pretty expensive. It's coming out your pay every day. Every time you make it a new day, you got to pay them. With this way, in the beginning, it's kind of daunting that you gotta do all this yourself. But I mean, once you start making money, and you just start right there is the transfer, and once you got automatic transfer to the tank, you got to start using the oil tanker and picking up the oil yourself. You just got to go to the field in this truck right here and just plop down oil rigs every time one catches fire. And then you just basically concentrate on, filling these underground tanks with, different ones. Like, I always start with, well, you're given, in the beginning of the game, you're given this thing. So, pretty much gas is where you start because it's the cheapest product, to make, and it's the one that they want you to sell first. But after that, I'm going to concentrate on the most expensive, work my way down. I'm going to invest my money into this first, diesel second, and then octane last, because we already got gas. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even open none of the last 3 warehouses. All I used was these 2 right here. Like I said, I think you either need to be a full-on store owner or a full-on oil tycoon. Speaking of that, I've got to do this. I'm going with, oh, ain't that kind of funny? The N is for, on the keyboard, apparently changes to the next day. That's good to know. And by the way, I'm using a controller to play most of the game. I don't use the keyboard on too much of it, other than like maybe this here. But I've noticed a lot of times when you're using the controller that the arrow for your mouse gets stuck and you can't use it, that you have to use your joysticks on the controller to control it. I like that logo, but I like a white background. I like this. I want like to try to match that blue, but I can't never get it. Can't never really match it, but I think I'm just gonna go with that. That's fine. Oil Tycoon, because that's what we gonna concentrate on. See, we are piling up the oil right now because we're not using it for all these different things over here. We're just using it for gas only. Being that it done switched another day on me, we might as well load this up. Go see what we can make off of it. Like I said earlier, there's really no sense in going to gas station 5 and 4, all of them right now until you start upgrading and negotiating. Probably do, see how much we get here, but I could probably do one of them. I think the first one's like $100. Shall see. Come on, give me a good deal. Oh man, he only wants 50? Wow. And that's low. He said, no way. Ooh, dang, that's still under 5. You know what? Contradict myself. I'm gonna go down to 2 and see. And that's under $5. That's so good. I mean, I really wait till 6 o'clock. Change it to another day. Plus, you only wanted 50. I think it said $48. I think they're all related. They all look the same. Man, what's he want? 80. 80's not bad, but come on now. Whoa. That's another thing with the controller. This thing does some weird stuff on me here. What happened? Oh, he rejected me. Come on, man. What's wrong with 20%? That's what I'm saying. Until you start doing the upgrades on negotiations, they don't even really want to talk to you. Oh, look at that. But still, 4 and 1. That's just no good. Oh. I think what I'm gonna do. unload these and go get another load of oil. I think I'm gonna do that because the oil is on a real life timer. So when you rent it for an hour, it's a real life hour, not like an in-game hour. It's an actual 1 hour. When I was trying to do the store and the fuel at the same time, I was doing the 4 hour, renting it for 4 hours, so I had plenty of time. My time's probably about running out. Started recording 41 minutes ago. Pretty much telling me I got 20 minutes maybe. Yeah, 21 minutes. So, 21 minutes, I think what I should probably do, when we got 600, so we can get another oil rig. Concentrate on running oil for the rest of that 20 minutes. And I should be able to finish this oil rig in one more. So, I think that's what we're going to do. We are stockpiling the oil. That's why I chose to just go over there to 3 and skip 1 and 2, because for the money you were just getting way more oil. You know, you're spending 160 on the oil rig and getting, 300-400 barrels or 300 or 400 liters, 40 barrels of oil. And so far, we ain't gone broke. Started making money yet, but we are not broke, and we can still get another oil rig, which, man, I'm hoping it'd be 500. Well, that would be sweet. Try to unload 500. That would be nice. I say that, but I might not even be able to unload that fast enough. I don't have 800 bucks to buy the faster one either. I do know that if the time runs out, gets done pumping all the whatever it said it was going to, that it just stops at wherever it was, and you still can collect all of them barrels, even though your rent ran out. So what I'll do is after the time runs out on this, I'm not going to renew it. I mean, I am going to have a lot of oil to work with here at the beginning. I need to try to concentrate on upgrading the negotiation. That way, I can go to multiple gas stations and work the best deal instead of trying to rely on the first gas station to give me a good deal or a bad deal. All the other ones aren't going to give you any kind of deal, and they're all low right now as far as what they want to give you, and as far as how many, what their demand is. But we'll get there. I do believe fuel only is going to be a better choice for a solo player. Now, I haven't tried multiplayer, but I could see that if you have, it says you can have up to 5 people. Now, if that's the case, then yes, doing both, trying to run both operations, the fuel and the store would be ideal. But even if it was just you and one other player, one can concentrate on the store end and the other can concentrate on the fuel end. I mean, it's quite obvious that oil is really not going to be an issue if you just got to plan around the oil. But as you can see, I am filling this warehouse up with oil. And, I got enough oil there, if I just sold gasoline only, easily get $2,000. Once I get 2,000, I can buy the diesel ultra refinery. And then once I get that, I'll work on selling the ultra diesel. But then, I will make fuel also. See how much time we got, if we should be able to shoot. 13 minutes. Well, 13 minutes. Maybe we'll get a lower one. If we get 500, we're gonna be pushing that one. Oh, it was amplified. Dig it first, huh? see what our number's going to be. $4.50. Let's see. Got about 10 minutes to do $4.50. Barrels, 9 barrels at a time. What's that? 9 loads. I spend more time trying to back this fucking truck up than I do actual unloading. I mean, probably could have got quite a bit more here if I wasn't distracted by telling y'all and showing y'all what I've learned so far. Probably change the day one more time. Maybe got it a good deal, but pretty much really should just concentrate on finishing up this oil fill before the clock runs out. I've noticed like changing the day when it turns 6 o'clock really it doesn't like take money out unless you got employees hired, but it doesn't take money from you. You don't get charged for anything. And basically, changing day changes, it resets. Like once you fill a contract at a gas station, you can't go back to that and do it again. Change the days, you change it to the next day. Then it resets all the gas stations again, prices, and then it affects the store, the customer base, because customers stop coming in at 6 o'clock. They don't come in, and then they start coming back in at 7 o'clock when you decide. But like you could just sit here and don't change the clock to the day. And you can sit here for hours and hours just doing this right here alone. If you're not trying to sell anything. If you're not trying to sell anything in the store, trying to sell anything. If all you're doing is just concentrating on producing the product, getting the oil, refining it into different fuel types, you don't even really need to change the day for a while, which that's what I've done, just like in this instant right now. It's been 6 o'clock for a couple minutes, but there's no sense in changing the day. The clock that I'm trying to beat is the real life clock that I got left on the board out there. Ooh. We're gonna be pushing it. We might not make it. We'll just end up with whatever we end up. How much time we got? 7 minutes. See. Well, I'm sure y'all have all noticed another thing that you can run over rocks, bushes, and cactuses. I haven't found any that stop you. Now, vehicles and poles, they stop the truck and the cab of the semis, but not the trailers. The trailers are phantom. There's no collision on the trailers. Man, this warehouse is getting pretty full, folks. I know I probably could have put them a little tighter together and got more room out of it, but I'm just trying to plop them down and go. I don't think I'm going to get them all when the clock runs out, to be honest with you. I mean, I'll get whatever it produces till the clock runs out, but I don't know if I'm going to get all four. All I can say is we'll just keep going until things catches on fire. And that's what it's 18 barrels left. 2 more loads. Can we do it? That was, but here we are. I mean, that's a pretty damn good load for an hour. And we've already sold what, 2 or 3 loads already? As far as our refinery goes, it matches barrel for barrel, 1 barrel of oil equals 1 barrel of gasoline. Clock says just got us a warehouse full of oil. Alright, should be the last load. Or it should be on fire. Not on fire? Uh-oh. Wow. Look at that. We did it. Destroy that. Collect my little $40. How much time we had left? Look at that. 30 seconds left. Nice. Did it. That's going to do it for this video. We got us a warehouse full of oil. I think we're on a very good start. We ain't broke. We still got 500 in the bank, and we got enough to sell a load if we can get us a good deal. Every time that you quit the game or save and come back, it always starts you on a new day. So, being that said, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and y'all have a good day.